In the world of technology, 10 years is an absolute eternity. While pro audio technology, thankfully, has a longer shelf life than most consumer-oriented tech these days, 10 years is still a solid run for any piece of gear. Today we pay tribute and bid a warm farewell to the UR4 wireless systems from Shure. Now, there's lots of gear that has been around and relevant for just as long, if not longer, but how many come to mind that have held the top spot, been the industry standard, the first pick on the rider across so many different subsets of the audio industry for so long? They may be yesterday's technology now, but I have no doubt that they'll continue to serve reliably around the world for years to come. In 2018, as the Axient systems become more commonplace and networked audio and control of individual microphones becomes the new standard, I'd like to take a moment to appreciate just how good these UR4 systems really were. For some perspective, Shure's history with wireless microphones dates all the way back to the 1953 Electronic Parts Show and the release of the first wireless microphone system built for performers, the Shure Vagabond 88. Shure started life as a radio company, so they hardly put this technology together overnight. Instead, they built on years of knowledge and innovation in wireless audio transmission and the research and development done in support of the war effort in the previous decade. For $700 in 1953 money, that's around $6,500 today, you got a chunky 12-inch long vacuum tube microphone transmitter that allowed a pretty impressive 30 hours of battery performance, but only about a 30-foot radius of coverage from the receiver. This was followed in 1954 by the Vagabond 2 system, which is the first time we'd see a body pack style transmitter and a clip-on microphone you can see here. I'd seriously suggest checking out eyesofageneration.com or joining their Facebook page if you're into this kind of stuff. I will take a second to point out to those who might complain about the cost of current technology that a dual-channel Axient receiver and two of the AD2 KSM9 handheld transmitters right now in 2018 costs only $6,300 off the shelf at full retail. That's less than half the price of the original Vagabond. After the Vagabond 2, Shure didn't make another wireless microphone for almost 30 years until the mid-1980s with their W25DR VHF diversity system, and following that up in 1990 with the popular L-Series VHF professional systems. For the next 15 years, Shure would continue to refine their wireless game, ultimately delivering in 2006 the UR4 system. They didn't take long to gain widespread traction, winning the 2006 NAMM Technical Excellence in Creativity Award for Outstanding Technical Achievement for Excellence in Audio. Since then, the UR4 series has been relied upon for the most demanding shows in the world. It wasn't until 2013 that the Axient system began to really see adoption in those bigger markets, making its first appearance that year at the Super Bowl. And here we are another 5 years beyond that, and I'd be willing to bet that there will be a UR4 system or two in use at this year's Super Bowl as well. So let's take a look at the features that made this system so successful. If you've been working in the industry, I'm sure you're familiar with these, but for those watching in the future, I think it's really important to document where we've come from. Overall, the uhf-r series was built to the same type of professional standard as the SM58. I wouldn't suggest dropping one out of a helicopter like they do with the 58, but I've personally seen kits of these microphones fall from trucks and lift gates in standard regular rack cases without any damage or downtime for repairs. The thick metal chassis provides a solid foundation, and it really does set the bar for the quality of components and the overall fit and finish throughout the unit. Everything in here exudes reliability and suggests that the engineers responsible were leaving nothing to chance when it came to preventing failures. Things like the modular power supply that's both very robust yet really easy to replace in the event of failure. Gear at this level simply cannot be designed to be disposable, and throughout the UR4 you see planning for longevity and repair, not obsolescence. The shielding around both the RF components and the USB network comm circuitry is equally as robust, yet it allows the variable speed fan to cool everything and keep it working even on those harshest summer tours. Around the back, the power supply gets even better with a 120-volt unswitched pass-through for powering additional units. Locking B and C antenna connectors with a 12-volt DC bias to power active antenna directly without an additional inline power supply is really nice. Each channel features both electrically balanced XLR and impedance balanced quarter-inch outputs, maxing out at plus 24 dBu in line level and minus 6 dBu when the mic switch is engaged. Both the mic line and the audio ground lift switch affect only the XLR output. So the hardware is good. The front panel controls feel professional grade and really do hold up over time. Getting things set up is fairly simple as well, as you can scan for open frequencies for a single receiver, the pair of receivers in a single unit, or a larger network made up of many units. Once you find open frequencies, you can deploy them to all of the units on your network. Once deployed, you can then choose custom settings by group for your transmitters and then sync those settings along with the newly assigned frequency to those transmitters quickly via infrared. A big part of the success of the UR4 is the incredible wireless Workbench software that Shure packaged with it. Not only does it allow you to do all of your setup for your Shure wireless microphones and in-ears quickly, efficiently, and remotely, but also gives you a deep tool set for analyzing the RF spectrum and coordinating other wireless gear. I'll be doing a wireless Workbench video in the near future, but concentrating on the newer Axient systems. Next in the audio menu, we have the ability to attenuate the output level as needed. All of these features here are also accessible remotely in Wireless Workbench. In the utility menu, we can adjust the display contrast, view and edit the network settings, lock out the front panel, adjust the internal fan speed, we can name the unit, and we can also choose what information is shown on the default display screen. On the transmitter side, things are equally as robust. With the UR1 body pack being cast from magnesium, it really holds up well to abuse, and it's really nice and lightweight. A couple of handy shortcuts here on the inside of the door show us how to lock out the unit when we need to, and these units also provide a positive 5-volt bias to power all sorts of different microphones. The UR2 is just as nice, although cast from aluminum, with the same control system and lockouts and a discrete power switch built into the end. These can be set up with different capsules to meet your needs. Your capsule choices from Shure include the SM58, the Beta 58, the SM86, the SM87A, the KSM9, the Beta 87A, or the Beta 87C. Beyond that, you can jump over to the Rat Sound website and look at their adapters for using microphones from other manufacturers like Audix. And that's the story of the Shure UR4 wireless microphone system. From the L series to the U4, the UR4, and the UR4 Plus, it's an incredible lineage. I don't think Shure really needed to give the new products the name Axient, as they are very much the digital continuation of the UR4 story. But that's marketing for you. They'll never miss a chance to make up a silly word. At least the AD4D and AD4Q model numbers are a small nod to the past. I'd love to hear your stories and opinions on the UR4 systems in the comments below. If you want even more information on the Shure UR4, head over to the website at DcSoundOp.com. Thanks to everyone who supports the channel on Patreon, by subscribing here on YouTube, and by sharing these videos with your community. I'll see you next time.